There is a type of shift in how you are connecting to the divine. There is a sort of releasing here that needs to take place. It's almost like you've learned all that you can about a method of connecting to your intuition, right? Your thought power is shifting. Okay. I feel like before there's this sort of logical, rational energy, or you're tuning into the mind for everything. But I'm almost seeing the type of shift that's taking place. It's like after a sort of tower, after an ending, right? um, there's a deep internal shift. It's sort of a rearranging of where you connect, right? And I feel like it's kind of showing in the physical right now. You're seeing it in the physical, you're seeing it in your energy, you're seeing it in health and everything, right? Everything is shifting within you. Okay. Um, I feel like the reason why it's been fairly difficult for collective to tune into certain parts of intuition right now, the reason why your words might be lost or your choices feel really confused right now, it's like sometimes in our spiritual journey, right, we go through these sort of awakenings per se. And I think what's changing here is how you connect. And in order to change how you connect to your intuition, you have to also understand how you yourself is changing. Your intuition is so connected to your identity. Look to the ways your identity is shifting right now. And it's also going to help you to understand how you can command sort of your intuition. Okay, where does that come from? Okay, I feel like there's almost been spaces in your life that have kind of invaded that intuitive space. And now, as we release, as we literally have to relinquish control to the divine, we're finding these deeper, more intuitive, more connected ways of connecting that go beyond just what we can see, beyond just what we can rationalize, beyond, you know what I mean? Like you are really learning to trust a deeper part of yourself, and it's in the blockage. It's like spirit has been showing you the way in the feeling of being stuck. It's like in that blockage, two swords energy, you tune into this deeper internal aspect within. You listen to that voice, right? I feel like, we can get stuck sometimes in a sort of maybe a human design, or something like that, or we can get stuck in specifics of what our birth charts say, but those are guides, those are maps, those aren't necessarily end all be all. You're always evolving. We are always progressing through our charts. You know what I mean? We have progressed suns. We have all of those things. We progress. And I feel like right now, the reason why we feel stuck is because we're going about these deeper intuitive processes in a very limited way. If the earth shifts, if trees shed leaves, if the way the earth has connected to humanity over time has shifted, so can you. So can you. And I feel like right now there needs to be a time of learning. There needs to be a time of understanding new methods to connect to your intuition. And that energy there, it doesn't have to be as logical as you think. It can be solely like tuning into the trees, tuning into nature. What does that look like for you? What does it look like for you to tune into herbal magic? What does it look like to harness a different type of creativity? What does it look, you know what I mean? Like before we try to be very specific with things, it's kind of the difference between a tarot reading that is just the definitions and a tarot reading that is a reading. You know what I mean? That you are literally connecting to divine energy and channeling in a very powerful way. There seems to be this sort of gift from the divine. And this gift, I feel, is coming into the physical. Okay. They're seeing, the physical is what's preventing you from really understanding this deeper part of your intuition, right? It is not the other way around. It is not the intuition is preventing you from connecting to attracting financial things. Wrong. they're flipping it around. They're like, oh, you're getting too stuck on something here. Don't forget that there are other ways to connect. Don't forget about what it is that you're doing. If the physical has been such a problem, they're supporting you in the physical. And then from there, it's like the energy, the time, the dedication you will have to this creative space is going to be so connected that it sort of builds a stability in your life because it incorporates this very powerful aspect of the divine. It's this sort of magic that goes beyond um hierarchical energies. You know what I mean? It's this magic that it's mysterious. And you're connecting to it somehow in your deepest, most vulnerable spaces. You learn languages with your guides, with your higher self, with life, with the universe, with nature that maybe you wouldn't have been able to see before. It's like for the first time you can listen. It's like I'm seeing that scene from Hook, when they're all sitting at a table, right? And Peter doesn't remember how to play, doesn't remember how to see these spaces that these children can see. He's lost that aspect, right? And so I'm seeing this moment of play, and finally he can see, all of the colors and all the foods at the table. He didn't realize that there was a feast in front of him all along. That's the kind of energy I'm getting here. It feels like a total upgrade. You feel lost, but it's like it's taking the right thing, entering your life. And that's what I'm seeing. It's entering your life. It's not something that you're gonna have to like search for and find. It feels like the right thing at the right time is entering your life. And I feel like it's happening this month. Literally, I'm just getting this energy. I've been picking this up that before the end of the month, something is entering, and it's going to alter your relationship to self in a way that feels uplifting, supportive, confident, radiant. And then it's like, what will you do from there? Now that you can really see the ways that the universe can bless you, in order to get you back onto this sort of deeper creative path. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's always been about that path. It's always been about that path. It's always been about that creativity. It's always been that play. It's always. Um, you've gone through the shifts. You have done and completed the work. Now it's time to shift away from what is sort of rational and away from very logical, very critical thinking, and into this deeper space that feels more feminine. It feels more like water. It feels like you're learning how to harness a fire that can be gentle, right? I'm seeing like blue flames instead of bright red fire that burns through things. I'm seeing a cool flame. And it's like a different energy that you learn to connect to. It feels like when Zuko in the last Airbender tunes into this other form of bending that he didn't know he had. And that's kind of the thing I'm picking up on. It's like spirit is going to bless you, okay, with an opportunity, with somebody, with something, okay, it's coming to you, and that will change everything. I feel a need to say your needs will be met. They're going to be met. You have to go through this shift. It feels like, and I know you hear it a lot, but it feels like when a butterfly finally grows its wings, it feels like you've forgotten the colors of life a little bit. So they're going to bless you to help you to remember those colors that they've been there. They've been there. It's like when life gets us so down in this rock bottom energy, it's hard to see in a cave. It's hard to see in a cave, but you can see, you can feel, you can connect. It's there. You just have to look for a different source in order to cultivate it. Lots of love.